What's happening, everyone? Welcome to GBALL VISION. I hope you are doing awesome today. We are going to be checking out some of my favorite front flipping knives that I have acquired here in 2023. Since we are at the halfway point, I figured it fitting to do some of my favorite knives on all accounts of the year so far. And we are going to start out with the Kunwu S-Tau. This bad boy has a machine satin VanX super clean sheep's foot blade, one of the most unique sheep's foots that I have seen. I love how they give us the straight edge like it's going to be a Warncliffe, and then you come out and it's a sheep's foot. And typically sheep's foots have a little bit of belly. This one does not. You have that nice complete straight edge there. Absolutely love this blade shape. They give you what I call the Superman hole, front flipper, rear flipper, all equally happy medium, working very well all together, which is very hard to nail multi-deploying options for the detent purposes. But Kunwu did a very good job in my opinion, and I think they will only get better with it. You have a Damascus pivot collar, looks phenomenal, and they also do a little logo there on it. I think it looks really cool. And then you also get the Kunwu logo lasered into the knife there. This has a nice orange peel finish on the flats, and then on the chamfered edges you get this micro milling. They just nail this design. Wire pocket clip for carry. It is reversible. They offer a 3D milled clip on their website, which I will get someday. They send you with a bead blasted pair of standoffs, and then they send you a blue pair. I opted to put the blue in to kind of give it some contrast with that Damascus pivot collar. I'm pretty sure they are titanium, but that's something I haven't really checked. You have awesome access and a chamfer on that lock bar. Very, very good. The front flipping action on this thing is just phenomenal. You can do all the things that you want to do, and it's so fluid. So easy. Love the way they did the design. They didn't jimp it all the way up and around, but in this case you do not need it. They just executed this flawlessly. Love the Kunwu S-Tau, and I believe these are still available as we speak. The Kunwu S-Tau, definitely a wonderful knife. That VanX is going to last forever. Kunwu heat treats their stuff perfectly. Kunwu is an up-and-coming, definite winner in my book, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Let's move on. You didn't think you would see this list and not see this knife, did you? The EMP EDC Relative in MagnaCut, first run, only run, number 002, baby. This is one of my favorite EMP knives, number 2 of the MagnaCut series. I'm guessing maybe John has number 1, but I've never asked him. Absolutely love this knife. You have a hollow grind here, a flat on the point here. You can do almost anything with this blade. You can do poking, piercing tasks, slicing tasks, long cuts. It has a belly here, fuller, pill-shaped hole, jimping up the spine, allowing for just ultra good ergos and control. Love this thing. The front flipper design is perfectly executed, jimping all the way up and over. Absolutely love this thing. Brass anodized screws, pivot, backspacer, pocket clip. One of the most aesthetically pleasing knives in the world, in my opinion. Absolutely love this thing. It is a slicing dream. Great access to that lock bar with a chamfer. The EMP series of knives is just phenomenal. I love John and his company. I have all of his knives right now that are out, and multiple versions of the knives. The Relative, I don't have multiples of the Relative, but someday I might have a drop point in the Relative series. But this thing is absolutely amazing. There should be a drop of these soon, I think, if it didn't already happen. But the MagnaCut Relative, they are doing them in LMAX now, which is phenomenal in my opinion as well. The MagnaCuts were a one and done but still going to be coming out in some great steels, maybe 20 CV as well. Best tech made, and it is just a killer design. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is a recent acquisition. A couple of these are fairly recent. This is the Am8 Knives Gladiator 2, and the main feature I love about this knife is the S90V steel and this beautifully done front flipper tab. It is so intuitive, so easy to use. The detent is tuned almost perfect. I mean, it's, you know, if I'm critiquing very, very hard and strict, it is very, very good. If I'm being lackadaisical with it, it's perfect. It could be a touch better, but that's just getting very, very critical. It is done exceptionally well at the $150 price point, guys. This is not a little knife. $150, all titanium, S90V, great build quality. They did not miss on a single thing on this knife. And typically when companies nail 95, 97%, they miss on something. They don't chamfer the lock bar, something's usually they just miss. On this knife, in my opinion, and the last couple that Miguron has put out, or Am8 that I have gotten, they haven't missed. So that tells me they are doing way better. They are going in an upward trajectory. Anodized thumb studs, stonewashed titanium handles. You do have a lanyard hole there. Milling done here. Relief cuts here. You do not feel the pocket clip in hand at all. No, it's not ultra deep carry, but that is not much sticking out of the pocket there at all. And I will take that for very comfortable ergos any day right here over something that's here and going to be in the way of my comfort. As I said, great access to that lock bar and a nice big chamfer. Absolutely love this Gladiator at the price point. When I got this, I thought there would be one small issue, and there isn't. They nailed this thing, and it's absolutely amazing. I love the size, the ergos, the aesthetics. It's a unique drop point blade, in my opinion. You have this like elongated slope to that tip, and it's very flat. I love this thing. It's very thin and slicey. The stock is average, I would say, or a little less than average, and it comes down nice and thin. Very aesthetically pleasing. Love what Am8 and Miguron are doing. Let's move on to the next one. So this one I scored on a hell of a deal. A 50% off deal, nonetheless. I got this for right around $100. This is the new version Kuby Ruckus in titanium. It is a liner lock. You're getting 20 CV on the blade steel. Flamed anode job here. Anodized hardware, the pivot, the screws. It just looks phenomenal. Ultra deep carry clip here. Titanium. Beautiful geared backspacer right here. Love what Sharif Manganis does with his backspacers. I'm a huge backspacer fan. It just allows for very good ergos and for you to really squeeze down on that knife. Great access to that liner. Great access. And they throw some jimping on there for you. The front flipper on this knife is very unique and it works very good. It's very minimal, but you know, and that's where you want to place your finger, is right here at the tippy top, and it will fly out of there every single time. You can do the rollover with your pointer finger. The thumb stud action is phenomenal. The front flipper is not necessarily going to be the primary means of deployment for this one, but it is a front flipper nonetheless. The thumb studs work amazing. It thwacks out of there very good. The front flipper is amazing. Love this design. The Ruckus is a great knife, and I'm so happy that Kuby decided to give us an upgrade on this guy. The Kuby Ruckus in titanium and 20 CV is gonna be going to the end of the year as one of the best new versions of the year, in my opinion. Let's move on to the next one. And yes, we do have another one coming from Miguron, Am8. This is a Miguron branded. The Gladiator is Am8. Same company, guys. I don't know why they do what they do, because Miguron puts budget knives and premium knives out. Am8 is mainly premium. So I'm not sure what the goal is, but that doesn't really matter as long as they keep putting out awesome budget knives and awesome, more premium knives. I don't care what Miguron or Am8, doesn't matter to me. And they're using a lot of S90. They're using a lot of M390, 14C. I love what Miguron is doing. I cannot stress it enough. Last year, around this time, they were putting out great knives that were just missing on one or two things. They're putting knives out this year where they're not missing on basically anything. You would have to get very ultra critical to say anything about these knives. And at the price point, it almost becomes irrelevant if you do have a small nitpick. The price of these is just ultra good, and I love what they're doing. This one has a sheep's foot M390 blade, high polish sandblast. I think it looks great. Have not had any issues with sandblasting, as I have mentioned in the past. The front flipper has an awesome design, as does the Gladiator, and you have this elongated hole. The Keryx 2, a revamped model, which they've done a lot of revamping with Model 2s this year. The Prayer 2, the Gladiator 2, Keryx 2, and I think there's a couple more as well. As long as they keep making them better, in better materials, better ergos, 50-50 choil there, micro milling done on these titanium scales. It looks amazing. Awesome pivot there. The pocket clip works amazing. You do not feel that in hand at all. A little quarter or 1/3 geared titanium backspacer. Great access to that lock bar. A lot of lock bar access. And a nice big old chamfer. Locked up great. You can thumb flick this bad boy out, and I love being able to thumb flick out a titanium frame lock knife. There's just something about thumb flicking one of these out. You just get that awesome thwack, and of course you can reverse flick it and do all the front flipper things that you like to do. I like to do this, but just sometimes just for fun. But they nail this thing, guys. That'll do it for this one. My favorite front flipper knives so far this year. Not all of them, but just some of them. I will definitely have some more videos coming up just like this. Different blade shapes, opening methods, all kinds of stuff coming down the pipe. If you're still here, thank you. I love you guys. If you're still here and you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. It really helps me out, helps the video out, keeps everybody happy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I will catch you on the next one.